Hello, hi. If you enjoy anything in this video, you should consider the following: subscribing to me here on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, and on TikTok, where I make other forms of content and where I post my other content. Alright, cool. Enjoy the video. Anyway, I mentioned having talking points earlier, because when I don't stream and I'm working on videos or whatever, like I said, I stockpile talking points and whatnot, and apparently the latest happenings, I guess, in like VTubing spaces, I don't know, some asshole that goes by Salem, whatever the hell. I don't really know a whole lot about that because I'm gonna talk about the I guess the bigger point that's attached to that. Apparently the guy was like, you know, another streamer, content creator type that only talked to people to take advantage of their numbers or whatever the hell, and try to make himself look bigger and better than what he really was. And he's also like another person that used AI art while also, I guess, commissioning people. And he's just being an all-around asshole. And the bigger thing that I want to talk about briefly, because I've talked about this a lot in the past, but when it comes to working in certain types of fields, especially the entertainment field, or any kind of social field, to be quite honest, if you're gonna talk to people and chat people up and do whatever, do it, and, you know, don't be a little bitch about it, you know, because some people will pick up on that and call it out at like light speed, and trying to play that shit off really isn't the move, because I mean, when you get exposed for it, you get exposed for it. Because there have been times where I've reached out to people to want to work with them, things of that nature, because I'm like, oh yeah, this person seems alright, you know, I'm not on no weird clout chasey shit like a lot of people in the various spaces that I work in are on most of the time. I'm not gonna say all the time, that's not fair, but most of the time. I guess because it happened to, I guess, a bigger caliber VTuber, because I don't know any of the people involved in this personally. I don't watch them, I barely know about them anyway. But with it happening again and the conversation resurfacing again, if you're gonna reach out to someone, do it from a place of like, you know, oh, I actually like them and I want to work with them and make some shit happen. Not just, oh, I'm gonna take advantage of them for clout purposes, because that's lame. Lame as hell, even. Cause I've seen posts and shit before. Oh, I want to work with other streamers and YouTubers and content creators and VTubers, and, you know, they make their clickbaity ass posts trying to attention farm and everything, and then, you know, they'd be like, oh, well, you know, thanks for all the whatever and reaching out and stuff like that, and come to find out they were looking for people of similar number or bigger number caliber than them. And then when people in replies call them up like, yo, what happened to wanting to work with like actual smaller people, they'll just mute them or block them or just don't respond and shit. And that's the part that's lame, because if you say you're gonna make a post to reach out and work with people, then, you know, do that. But when it comes to reaching out to people, don't be a little bitch about it. Really, at the end of the day, don't be a little bitch about it, because it's shit like that that makes people not want to reach out, of any size, mind you, makes people not want to reach out in like general, because there are larger to moderate sized creators that do want to work with the smaller person, the middleman, the whatever the hell and shit. But because of the people who constantly do it in a way to just clout farm and take advantage, it ruins the image for everyone else that actually wants to do it, you know?
Ready?
Let me fight this first. Anyway, as I was saying, it's the fault of the people who constantly do it in a way that is purely for clout farming. Am I going the right way? No, it wasn't. Who do it purely for clout farming and shit? No, I was going the right way. That ruin it for the people who actually want to sit around and work with smaller content creators, help them grow and all that shit. Cause I have I know people on Twitter that's like, man, I want to do etc, but I don't want to be thrown in with the fucking clout chaser crowd, you know? And you know what? That's a very reasonable thing to not want to be lumped in with.
Okay, let's shake a leg.
Cause being lumped in with the clout chasing crowd as a content creator, or hell, anyone really, because this also applies to like real life shit, and I have an example to share about that when I finish this point. But as a content creator, being lumped in with the clout chasing crowd is not a good look at all. Like, in my opinion, that's one of, outside of, you know, being a horrible fucking human being, that's one of the worst things that you can have put on you as a label. And when it comes to clout chasing outside of content creation and shit as a whole, there was a person
Are these altars?
that, oh, actually, there are many people that I knew that I used to be friends with who very quickly showed that they want to be clout chasers in a social sense. But for the one specific example that I have, there was a guy that I knew that I used to hang out with, go to cons and go to parties with and shit. And he would always label himself as the man with the plan. He knows everyone, he knows everything, he does this, he does that, blah 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 blah. So when it's function time and, you know, time to get into some shit and do some shit, make some shit happen, you know, he'd always be the first one talking about, oh, well, I know this person, I know that person, and yada yada yada. And it's like, okay, well, where they at? Like, lead the way. And it very quickly became a situation of, oh, like, he'll say that he knows ABC, XYZ, and come to find out, he ain't no shit. He was just running his mouth because he wants to be in the in crowd. And the thing that irritated me personally was because we were at a thing, and the thing we were at got shut down because, you know, too loud and people trying to sleep. You know, it is a hotel, public place and whatever. And we had this big ass crowd, and I was playing Messenger, and he's like, okay, well, I know these people come this way, leading the herd, blah 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 blah. We get there, wasn't shit going on. And so he had all these people upset, and some people mad at me, and I'm like, hey, I'm just playing Messenger because his phone was dead. And, you know, after that situation happened, I come to learn that he'd been doing that shit with other people as well, claiming he knows this and he knows them and all this, that in between, when he really didn't. He was just running his mouth for the sake of running his mouth because he just so happened to hang out with people that fell in the category of cool and shit, and various other things in between. But that is a very personal, literal example of having to deal with someone of a clout chaser category. because he never apologized for that shit. And most clout chasers never apologize for the shitty things that they do anyway. But he never apologized to me or to anyone involved in that, for that matter. And not too long after that, he tried to subtly slide his way into one of my events, since I'm in the crowd of, well, not crowd, but in the business of doing room parties and smaller general events at anime conventions and functions and whatever. Because the difference between me and him is that fuck, that guy is just a straight up clout chaser and doesn't like try to put shit on for people to have fun at, you know. And I actually do things like, you know, help people have a good time. You know, I run networking events, things like that. But that guy was just, oh, well, you're cool, so I'm gonna attach my name to you and say that your event is my event, actually. But as I was saying before I got distracted by the fight, he tried to, you know, slide his way into one of my things because he followed someone to one of my events earlier this year, even. And he came to me and said, hey, man, you gotta leave. And he said, why? And I'm like, no, 1, because you're not a decent person. 2, you're a clout chaser. 3, you weren't invited in the first place. 4, you're not supposed to be here anyway, because most people in this room don't like you because of your clout chasing antics and shit. And when you're dealing with people like that, you just have to tell them off about themselves and tell them how shit really goes. And whether they want to crash out over it, well, that's a them problem. Because clout chasers don't do anything but just make people not want to trust you, or trust in general, in that matter. Because clout chasing really just, one hand, exposes how shallow a person is. 2, exposes how people don't really value connection like that. And they just ruin your own personal image, whether people want to accept that or not. Because going back to whatever the hell the current VTuber problem is that I mentioned earlier, that guy's image is permanently fucked because of his clout chasing antics. And the guy that I just got done talking about, granted, his image has been ruined for quite a while, I learned after the fact. But that guy's social image is like ruined because of his clout chasing antics. And clout chasing helps nobody at the end of the day. And people need to really take that into account and understand that when they start delving into that territory. That's all, for real.